quality that you can trust in our products. Now, before I get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been with USANA now for over 17 years. And as you can see, I'm not a young man anymore. So a lot of people ask me, why are you still working? You know, I was born back in 1953. Okay, so all the mathematicians out there know exactly what that means. That means this year I'm going to turn 60 years old. Not only that, but this summer, right about convention time, my son's going to make me a grandfather. So he and his wife are expecting their first child. And, you know, over those years working for USANA, we've done very well. And they pay me a good salary. I could probably retire today. But there's one or two very good reasons why I don't retire. And I want to show you the first reason. And that's on this slide. This is my wife, Helene. She has told me that I can't retire several times, and she'll rearrange my anatomy if I do. So I think I'll continue to be part of USANA for a while. Now, I show this picture because this is very important to both of us. We met very near this mountaintop, and we were quite a bit younger. We actually met 42 years ago. We've been married for 38 of those years. I still introduce her as my first wife. And over those years, we've traveled to many, many places. As a matter of fact, I don't like wearing a suit. I'd much rather be doing something like this out on a river. So this was about 10 years ago. We took a trip on the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon. 180 miles paddling every day. Beautiful trip. And if we're not out on a river, we'll be up in the mountains somewhere like this, where we backpack into the Wind River Range. It's up in Wyoming, just north of Utah. We go there almost every summer, just so we can hike back to get into those beautiful mountains. And we've gone to many other mountains, like these mountains in Europe, in the Alps, in Switzerland. We've hiked for days along the glaciers to stay at mountain huts to see the world. We've gone to South America, to the Andes, very, very tall peaks, 18,000 feet high. We hiked for 4 days through the Andes so that we could come into the city of Machu Picchu. This is not working. There we go. In the morning. Just beautiful to be able to hike and to do that. And just a year and a half ago now, we went to Africa. And while we were in Africa, we climbed this mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro. Beautiful mountain. Took us a week, 6 days, hiking every day. And on the morning of January 1st, 2011, we saw the sunrise from the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro. Beautiful, beautiful mountain. Now, so why am I telling you this? Now, number one, from all these travels that we've done together, I've learned a number of things. Number one, if you want to get out and enjoy the world, if you want to see mountains, if you want to travel to Europe and to Africa and to South America, to Asia, you need to have your health. And I believe very strongly that the products we make at USANA give me that help, give me the energy to be able to go out and to do the things that I love. Now, I think a lot of people believe that I've made products over the years for all of you. The truth is I make them for myself. These are products that I use every day. I like to share. I hope all of you share with me. But that's the first thing I've learned from these travels. The second thing I think is equally as important. If you travel throughout the world, you want to make sure you know where you're going. To do that, you need a good guidebook. You need something that's going to tell you where the best places are, what you should see. You don't want to waste your time going to see things that are not important. You need an equally good guidebook to understand nutritional supplements. And you know what? This is the guidebook that you should be using. I think if you haven't seen it already, this is the comparative guide to nutritional supplements that Lyle McWilliams and the NutriSearch Corporation put out. This will help you to understand what's out there. It's a wonderful book. If you go into the back, it has ratings for all of the different companies, all of the different supplements that are out there. And you can see which ones are good and which ones are not so good. To make the story short, in this book that was just published here in Mexico, as well as the guides that Lyle has put out in North America, in the US, in Canada, in Australia, New Zealand, and around the world, the USANA products consistently are rated at the top of all the nutritional supplements that are sold. As a matter of fact, when you turn to the page with the USANA product on it, you'll see this. It's rated 5 stars. So let me explain Lyle's rating system a little bit so that you understand what's going on here. So there's a couple of things that he's done. Number one, he's introduced this rating system in which you are awarded different categories. He'll give you between 1 star and 5 stars depending on what's listed on your label. So he's gone out, he's gotten a group of 12 well-published experts in the field and has looked at what nutrients they believe are important to have in a product and what levels of those nutrients are important. Then he goes out, he gets products from all over the country, all over the world, and he compares the labels for those products to what that blended standard is. Products that have a few ingredients in low doses end up getting a low rating. 1/2 star, 1 star, maybe 2 stars. If the product is very good, if it's complete, if it has all the nutrients that are needed, if they're in there at the right level, or at least listed on the label at the right level, then they can get 4 or 5 stars. Now, for all the products that have a 5-star rating, he then has another category, and these are called medals of achievement. Now, why does he do this? Because in the star rating, all he's doing is looking at the label and comparing the label with what should be in a good product. Now, we all know that not everybody is very honest when they put a label together. Sometimes those labels are accurate, sometimes they're not so accurate. So he wanted to have a system in place to tell a little bit about the quality of the product and not just what's on the label. And that was done by what's called these medals of honor or medals of achievement. So this is what happens. All of the 5-star products are invited to present additional information to Lyle McWilliams to see if they can get a medal. Now, the lowest medal is the bronze medal. And to be a bronze medal, what you need to do is to prove that you have manufactured under at least what's called good manufacturing practices for food grade products. Now, in food-grade products, what you need to do is have a sanitation system. So that means that the products should be clean, they shouldn't be contaminated. You need to get an independent third party to prove that it's done. If they give you a certificate, then you can get this bronze medal. If you want to get a little bit better and go to a silver medal, let me stop at silver. Then you need to prove that you're manufacturing under pharmaceutical or medicinal type of good manufacturing practices. This is a little bit higher standard. Not only do you have to follow all the sanitation laws, but then you have to prove that it's got extra. We'll talk a little bit more about what those extras are in a bit, but this is a higher standard, so you can get a silver medal. Now this still only tells you how you're manufacturing. It doesn't tell you if what you list on your label is really in that product. To get to the highest level of achievement, the gold level, you need not only to prove that you're manufacturing under medicinal or pharmaceutical good manufacturing practices, but you have to have an independent third-party lab certify that you meet label claims. So this is the highest standard. And of course, it turns out that the USANA Essentials are a 5-star gold product. This is the highest standard. In Mexico, we are the only product that carries that 5-star gold. There are a couple of others in the US and Canada, but even for all of these, USANA has been rated the editor's choice, which means that we are actually the best of the best products that are sold. This is very important. You know, it's a very prestigious honor to be the best nutritional supplement sold anywhere in North America or anywhere around the world. And this is not my opinion, this is Lyle McWilliams' opinion, who's a third party. And if you want to see it, I suggest you get this book. There's some being sold in the back, and it can explain to you which products are the best. Now, what I'd like to do for the rest of the evening is to explain to you how we became the editor's choice, how we became the best product that's out there. And it's a nice story, and it all started with this man. This is Dr. Wentz.